Welcome all of you in online teaching learning process. We have started paper number 7 CBCS pattern code number DSC D3 for the semester 4, and the name of the paper is inorganic chemistry, in which we have started unit number first inorganic coordination chemistry. And in our last video we have seen details about the definition and formation of coordinate covalent bond in BF3 ammonia, NH4 plus ion and H3O plus ions. Then in this video we will see distinguish between double salt and complex salt along with Werner's theory and the postulates of the Werner's theory. So first we will see distinguish between double salt and complex salt. So what is double salt and what is complex salt? If in the case of double salt, if two or more simple salt mixed in their stoichiometric ratio and combined to form a new salt which retain its identity in solid state but completely dissociate in aqueous solution to give its constituent ions is a double salt. Double salt means they are formed by two or simple components by mixing in the stoichiometric ratio, that is 1:1 ratio or 1:2 ratio, and after combination we are getting new solid. But when we dissolve this solid in water, then these starting components will be separated from the solid mixture. So that type of components or mixture is called double salt. And what is complex salt? When two or more simple molecules or ions combine to produce a well organized and aggregated molecule or ion which retain its identity in solid as well as in dissolved state is called complex salt. That is, complex salt is formed when two or more simple molecules combine together. We are getting new solid molecule. But when it is dissolved in water, then their ions are not separated from the main component. So this is about the complex salt. Then double salts definition in coordination chemistry. So in the case of double salt, we see one example, that is K2SO4 potassium sulfate aluminum sulfate hydrate, that is colorless crystalline solid molecule of potash alum. So this is the example of potash alum. Very well we know that we called it as Truti. So when potash alum dissolved in water, their components are separated, that is K2SO4 separated as K plus SO4 minus minus, aluminum separated as aluminum 3 plus SO4 minus minus. Such type of complex is a potash alum, that is a double salt. Another example is a carnallite, KCl MgCl2 hydrated form. So carnallite crystalline solid molecule. These are the examples of double salt. So we will compare double salt and complex salt. Double salt, they do not have coordinate type of bonds, but in case of complex salt they have coordinate type of bonding. Double salt, they exist in solid state. Complex salt, they exist in solid state as well as in aqueous solution form. Double salt, they lose their identity in aqueous solution. Previously we have seen that type of slides. But in complex salt, they do not lose their identity in aqueous solution. Double salt, they contain two salts in equimolar ratio. But in complex salt, they contain ions which may or may not in equimolar ratio. Their ratio is not fixed in complex salt. But in double salt, this stoichiometry is fixed one. In case of double salt lose their identity in aqueous solution by completely dissolving into ions in the solvent. But in case of complex salt or coordination compounds, they do not lose their identity in aqueous solution as they do not ionize completely. Double salt, they give taste for all the constituent ions separately. But in case of complex salt, they do not show taste for all their constituent ions. And the example for a double salt is a potash alum, and for complex salt or coordination compound example is a potassium ferrocyanide K4ApCN6. It does not show the test for Fe2 plus ions and Cn minus ions. Then we will see details about the complex salt. A complex salt is a salt which contains a complex ion or complex neutral molecule in which there is a central metal ion surrounded by a number of neutral molecules or negative ions. Then example of complex salt is a potassium ferrocyanide K4ApCN6. Another example, potassium argentocyanide, that is potassium AgCN twice, and tetraaminocupric sulfate CuNH3,4SO4. So these are the examples of complex salt. And complex salt is formed when FeSO4 react with potassium cyanide, simple salt. We are getting complex salt with the elimination of potassium sulfate as a byproduct. And another complex salt formed when cobalt sulfate, simple salt, combines with ammonia molecular compound. We are getting CuNH3,6SO4, which is a complex salt. So this is about the complex salt. Then overall distinction between double salt and complex salt is: double salt, molecular compounds which exist only in the crystalline state but lose their identity in solution is called double salt. And complex salt, molecular compound containing at least one complex ion is called complex salt. Double salt, its solution gives positive taste for their constituent ions, but in case of complex salt, its solution does not give positive taste for all the constituent ions. Then nature of bonding is, in case of double salt, is ionic, weak van der Waals forces, etc. But in case of complex salt, nature of bonding is ionic, covalent and coordinate type. Double salt, in which complex ion absent, but in case of complex salt, complex ion is present. Then fifth number point, double salt is it is the association of two or more simple salts in crystalline state. Example is a potassium, and another example is a FeSO4 ferrous ammonium sulfate. Then complex salt examples are: it is the mixing of two or more simple salts to form a complex salt. An example is a potassium ferrocyanide. Then next we will see details about the Werner's theory. So Werner's theory, Alfred Werner, scientist, in the age of 26 at the year 1893 discovered the coordination theory, and for that discovery he was awarded by Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1913. So he discovered that addition of 6 mole of ammonia to cobalt chloride, aqueous cobalt chloride, and studied conductivity properties and precipitation with silver nitrate. So Alfred Werner, scientist from Switzerland, and worked in University of Zurich, Switzerland, born at 1866 and died on 1919. Then we will see details about the Werner's theory. So Alfred Werner suggested in 1893 that metal ions exhibit what he called primary and secondary valency. That is, Alfred Werner discovered that bonding occurs through two ways, and there is the presence of primary valency and secondary valency. So in this diagram, cobalt is surrounded by ammonia along with chlorine. So in this case, primary valency, where the oxidation number for the metal, that is +3 on the cobalt at the right. So primary valency shows oxidation state for that central metal ion, and secondary valency shows the coordination number, the number of atoms directly bonded to the metal, 6 in the complex at the right side. So here there are 6 cobalt surrounded by 6 atoms. So coordination number for cobalt is 6,1, and oxidation number or primary valency is a +3,1, which can be calculated, or which will be calculated in next video. That is First we will see basic concepts regarding this. What is inner sphere and outer sphere? So in this case, central metal ion surrounded by two spheres. So dotted sphere is called inner sphere or coordination sphere, which shows coordination number, and outer sphere, which is a ionization sphere, which shows oxidation state. So in this case, cobalt surrounded by 6 ammonia and cobalt surrounded by 3 chlorine atoms. So this dotted sphere shows coordination sphere or inner sphere. So coordination number of cobalt is ammonia 6, and ionization sphere, that is outer sphere, which shows oxidation number. So there are 3 chlorines outside the sphere, and oxidation number of the cobalt is +3. Then we will see postulates of the coordination Werner's theory. Werner's theory of coordination compound. The main postulates of the Werner's theory proposed by Werner in 1898 are as follows. First one, in coordination compounds, metals show two types of valencies, that is primary valency and secondary valency. Then primary valency are normally ionizable and are satisfied by negative ions. So here primary valencies are ionizable and secondary valencies are non-ionizable, which are satisfied by negative ions or neutral molecules. The secondary valency is equal to the coordination number and is fixed for a metal. So the ions or groups bound by the secondary linkage to the metal have characteristic special arrangement corresponding to different coordination number. Werner further postulated that the most common geometrical shapes of coordination compounds are octahedral one, tetrahedral one, square planar one. So from these postulates, that is, we concluded that there are two types of valency, primary valency and secondary valency. So here, that is, primary valency are normally ionizable one and are satisfied by negative ions. So here primary valency ionizable one means outer sphere, and secondary valency means inner sphere, which shows coordination number, and primary valency shows oxidation number. So overall, Werner's theory basic postulates are: most of the metallic elements exhibit two types of valency, primary valency, secondary valency. Primary valency oxidation number, secondary valency is a coordination number. So every metal tend to satisfy both valency. Every metal has fixed number of secondary valency, that is coordination number. The secondary valency is always directed towards fixed position in space. So Werner's theory of coordination compounds, in which we highlight basic postulates: most of the metallic elements exhibit two types of valency, primary valency and secondary valency. Every metal tend to satisfy both valency, and every metal has fixed number of secondary valencies. The secondary valency is always directed towards fixed position in space. So this is about the Werner's theory of coordination compounds, and also in this video we have seen the distinction between double salt and complex salt. So thank you all of you for listening this video.